Welcome, my lovely people, to another series of Am I the A-hole? On today's show, we're gonna have Am I the A-hole for wanting to cut contact with my mom? I don't know, are you? So, a little bit of a background info. I, female 30, am a mom, approximately female 48. I like how you don't know your mom's real age. She's approximately 48. So, and you're 30, so she had you quite young then, or youngish. Have always had a rocky relationship. She was a teen mom, and it seemed like she never really grew up, which meant that talking to her on a good day was a struggle. Oh no. One of the things that really put us in a rough patch was growing up as a glass box kid, a sibling of a disabled kid. Oh, bless you. Growing up as such meant that I was forced to grow up really quickly, and I essentially grew up alone. Our relationship as adults simply worsened with time. She would purposely find reasons to be mad at me. Right, so not only was your mom young, not even like her brain wasn't even developed yet, like facts. Also, you had a disabled sibling, so means most of the attention probably went on him or her, and you probably had to help out a lot, and therefore you had to grow up quickly. That is not ideal for any child. One of the things that has led me to post here is that I spent years from 2015 forward with an undiagnosed muscle condition. She used to get so angry that I needed help or that I still didn't have a proper diagnosis. My condition has caused a lot of tension between us. It had gotten to the point where I felt like a burden. So you already said that you have another sibling with a disability, and then she's angry at you because you might have a diagnosis as well. Yeah, probably because she relied on you and saw you as a, not nanny, but like a massive help. And now obviously if you have a diagnosis, that's kind of she probably thinks that she has to do everything now, as she should anyway as a mother. You shouldn't put your responsibilities onto your other kids. That's ridiculous. Eventually, I called my mom out on all of her behavior towards me, and she tried to repair our relationships. We reached a point where we could talk without arguing. I could ask for help without her belting me, and we were friendly with each other consistently. Okay, so you made some kind of progress. At least you told her how you felt. Current events. The other day, March 24th, I desperately needed groceries and asked her for help. She went off on me for it and refused to help. She knew that I would be stranded without the help, but she didn't care. I was already really upset by the event and tried to brush it off, thinking she was just in a mood. Yeah, but you shouldn't cover up for anyone's emotions. Yeah, if they're going through some stuff, but not just because she's in a mood. Like, she can still be in a mood and come and help you and pick you up, or like help to deliver your groceries. Like, what? Last night, while I was doom scrolling TikTok, something I do with when I'm in pain, I come across a video that sent me down a rabbit hole. I ended up finding out about two conditions that described me to a T. What was it? I want to know. I excitedly texted my mom, and I really expected some positive response. Instead, she replied with, "Don't self-diagnose, a doctor is the only one who knows anything. I know you're looking for answers, but this most likely isn't it." Yeah, I'll just stop you right there. So doctors don't know anything. Many doctors are being very negligent with amount of people that they see, or the time that they don't have, that they should have for each patient. And therefore, many people nowadays actually finding out what they have before they even get to the doctor. And when they do, essentially, of course, you might think what you have, that's all good and well, but you still need to go to the doctor and obviously confirm the diagnosis. And most of the time, people been right, or stuck between two, and one of them diagnosis been right, because there's so much information we have now online, and especially platforms like TikTok, we can actually see the way people live, or like how they describe their pain or symptoms, and if it's similar to yours, you can definitely diagnose yourself, but you shouldn't use it as a formal diagnosis. You should kind of use it at the point where you should take this information to your doctor and they can confirm it for you properly. I told my friend about everything. She was super excited as I was telling her about my random discovery and was happy that I was going to bring my findings up to my doctor. Everything was great until I mentioned wanting to cut contact with my mom, that she said I was being unreasonable. She knows almost everything about me and the life I've lived, so I really thought that she'd be on my side. Based on her reaction, I thought I'll get some outside opinions on this. So Reddit, am I the a-hole for wanting to cut contact with my mom for not being even remotely supportive? If that's how you feel, I wouldn't be kind of jumping to having no contact, but maybe just take a cooling off period and go get your diagnosis, because it's hella frustrating knowing that something is wrong and you kind of feel paranoid because you do not have the diagnosis. And some people don't understand that it's just important to get the official diagnosis, so you know that you're not crazy, like, so you're not imagining these symptoms or whatever you're having. It's just important to the person to know, like, that it's not in their head. So I understand the pain and the frustration you feel with her, and she's definitely in the wrong. Like, you're not an a-hole at all. But I would just take a cooling off period and just maybe like just don't talk to her and just say, listen, like, I just need some time away from you, and just see how you feel. And hopefully you get sort everything with your doctor, and when you do have a formal answer to your whatever issues you've been having, maybe she'll come around then with like an understanding, and then you can see where you go from there. So like, you don't have to like, I'm not speaking to you ever again. You can just take a step back and see if she'll contact you, and then meanwhile you have time to yourself. That's a good way to go, I think. One comment says, I have to ask something. Does you till now haven't made your diagnosis? You probably. Well, I don't understand what it says. I think the person is asking whether he's got the diagnosis or not. Okay, so your question is already written. Yeah, I couldn't understand it. Taking a guess that you are trying to ask if I basically self-diagnosed my condition. And the bottom line is yes. At the moment it's self-diagnosis, but I'm bringing it up with my doctor ASAP. I'm not a doctor, but the diagnosis I found is the only one that fits every symptom that I have, so obviously I need to talk about it. So yeah, so the moment like the person hasn't diagnosed it yet or hasn't confirmed it with the doctor. And man, did your mother still took you to a doctor and have you fully checked and received a full diagnosis? Okay, no, my mother hasn't done anything for me in terms of medical. I haven't lived with my parents since I was about 17, and even when I did, with my medical needs were never really cared about. So yeah, so that's your reply. Like, so even like when you were underage, your mom never really cared about your medical needs because she probably was more focused on your sibling. So I would just take a step back, and I mean, you find your peace, and if she comes, then she comes, and if she doesn't, it kind of works out anyway. That's what you want. Or maybe when you get yourself sorted, then you can have a good relationship with your mom maybe and see if you can move forward. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Should he stay in contact with his mom? Should he not? Let me know. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Mwah.